Hello again, I am Blunty, and previously I've taken a whack at spinners, what they are, and why they're fadding all over the place. And as skeptical as I was, it turns out I kinda like having a spinner to fiddle with. It rapidly became clear, however, not all of you really comprehend spinners, and judging by some of the more insulting and aggressive comments I had to delete from that other video, some of you are somehow extremely personally offended that some people like to idly fiddle with small objects and you don't. To you people, I say this. Maybe stop clicking on videos about spinners if they trigger you so friggin' hard you feel the need to lash out at strangers online who like a gizmo that you don't like. Grow up, you tedious little twerps. It's just a toy. It can't hurt you. Anyway, that little mini rant out of the way, upon that original video going out and the surprisingly strong response it had, I got contacted by a couple of different spinner sellers asking if I'd like to try out their more premium offerings compared to the cheapo plastic spinner I had originally. I was skeptical, but they were going to send it to me for free, so why not give it a go? What have I got to lose? Stealth Spinners was first. They sent me two of their offerings. Both come nicely presented in little tins, which is quite nice, really. I do appreciate that. Their B2 spinner is a twin-lobed spinner crafted from brass and electroplated to a matte jet black finish. Its brass construction gives it a significant weight, and with that, of course, a long spin time. The design details are meant to bring to mind the classic silhouette of the B2 Stealth Bomber, of course. And indeed, true to their brand name, it is very quiet while spinning. This one is a little loose around the axle though, so turning it around the axis while spinning brings in some vibration and extra noise, and whether or not you appreciate this tactile experience is up to you. Some people might like the vibration, some people might be annoyed by it. It's a personal thing. But either way, it will very quickly slow down the spin. Personally speaking, I quite like this twin-lobed spinner for its ability to fit comfortably into the coin pocket of my jeans, making it very easy to carry with me. But I do wish it span a bit smoother. Like the Aventador, which is next, carrying the same design stylings inspired by the B2 Stealth Bomber. This one too can come in a black electroplated brass model, but also in this clean brass model, which I can't decide whether I like more than the black. I mean, the black is very Batman, and I'm all about the bat, but the brass does, there's something about brass, isn't there? It's just a lovely looking metal. Anyway, with 3 lobes it's even heavier. Fit around the axle is much tighter than my B2, so it spins much smoother overall with almost no vibration even when turning it on axis. The tactility is very smooth and very pleasant actually. But again, it is quite heavy, and if you absent-mindedly get a finger in the way of that rapid spin, it stings like a bitch, let me tell you. Having a sensitive thing like a finger whacked by fast-spinning metal is less than pleasant, but, physics. Now, Stealth Spinners frame this model as a classy alternative to the common spinners out there. They even invoke the character of James Bond as an attempt to sell it to you as classy and sophisticated. It is apparently a spinner for the sophisticated fiddler who wants to step above the mass-produced plastic crap everywhere else. And as dumb as that sounds, and it does sound very dumb to say that kind of thing about a fad toy item like a spinner, but it is kind of fair enough really. The Aventador really does feel like a nicely crafted with care item. It is about as classy as you can get with a spinner anyway. I do like it. Next up though, from a different brand, Toha on Amazon sent me in a red copper spinner and a slightly more angular brass one. With softer, rounder design cues and a two-tone colour presentation, the red copper one is a bit more feminine, perhaps, than the aggressive, angular, macho stealth spinners. It's also a bit lighter, and the bearing isn't quite as smooth, or as quiet, but its round shape does mean it hurts less when you catch an edge with your finger, so that's a plus. The finish is very smooth and very pleasant and well machined. Aside from that, not too much more to add. Overall, it's not quite as nice as the Stealth Spinners, but it's also under half the price. So if you do want a nice metal spinner, but feel a bit odd about investing the kind of cash that Stealth want for theirs, then this is an okay alternative. The same can be said for the brass one they sent, except I like the design and finish more on this one than I do the other one. There's again a slight rattle and looseness to the axle, but nothing too severe. And again, compared to the Stealth, it's not quite as premium feeling when it's spinning, but it's still a significant leap above the basic plastic spinner that I first tested. And once more, as silly as it sounds, a more premium metal material for spinners really does make a noticeable difference in how these things feel. Let's compare them to watches. I mean, all watches tell the time, don't they? But there's a reason some people prefer a nice steel or even brass or gold band and case instead of just, the fully functional plastic Swatch watches. So maybe don't get too judgy about people who want to spend this kind of money on a nice metal spinner. I did come in skeptical, but surprisingly enough, metal spinners are worth a shot if you're the kind of person who does like to fiddle with stuff when your hands aren't doing anything otherwise useful. So if you tried the plastic ones and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I kind of like these spinner things, you might as well invest in a metal one. It'll last longer for a start. But there you are, metal spinners. Who knew? Thanks for watching. I am Blotty, and I will catch you next time.